The Author Immortal on Image Comics does something I've never seen before. The mixing of fantasy genre with publishing. Yeah, that shit sounds weird, but it fucking works, and it bangs! Writer Frank Barberi and artist Morgan Beam are a dream team when it comes to world building within this comic book. We get introduced to college professor Hector Ramirez, who's also a self-published novelist. We also meet their fiance, who's also their manager, Sheila, and she's freaking out because they have a meeting with the biggest author on the planet, Deborah Luckwell. Deborah cuts right to the chase saying, yo, I know you be writing as a hobby because I can tell. Your prose, sloppy as fuck. But your academic work, that shit goes hard. That's what caught my eye because I believe you to be the leading scholar in the world on the work of E.L. Vossler. And that makes Hector jump up with excitement. Hector don't know Luckwell's work like that, but E.L. Vossler? For Hector, E.L. Vossler is the writer that wrote the Bible on how you see, tell, and shape stories. And we come to find out that's exactly why Hector Ramirez is here, because Luckwell bought the rights to E.L. Vossler's work, especially The Mage's Apprentice, which she plans to reboot, and she wants Hector to co-write it with her. We then come to find out that Luckwell made some views that aren't really in vogue with the modern youth today. But Hector's identity is much more palatable for the people. So when she says co-write, she means say what I say, do what I ask, and in return, $1 million advance. Fame, royalties off this shit, which we know gon' sell. Hector would basically be getting a cosign from Luckwell that's gonna change his life. And this all sounds great, and Hector agrees, and he leaves Sheila to work out the details because they have to go and get their kid. We then meet Hector's kid, Al, who's looking forward to spending spring break alone playing video games, now finding out that they're gonna be going to England to live in this old dude Vossler's place while her dad goes and researches his old text. And when Hector tells Al who he's working with for this, they're like, yo, you gotta be kidding me, Deborah Luckwell? You're rocking with the lady that thinks people like me shouldn't exist. That's what you're doing right now. I thought that was a beautiful way to sneak in social commentary as well as having art imitate life. And the more we learn about the author, E.L. Vossler, they disappeared mysteriously. But his mansion holds a secret which launches Hector and Al into the world of The Mage's Apprentice. Now, Hector is face to face with the character that E.L. Vossler created, Althea. This is so cool because the world as Hector read it as he's a kid is no longer that way. This world has become corrupted somehow, and that becomes the whole mystery of what's going on and why is this even possible. Listen, I was with this series in the opening pages when we saw E.L. Vossler pull out a fucking quill knife, then say, my most trusted tool, a scalpel for lies. It was such a beautiful play off of the pen is mightier than the sword, as well as what's to come later on in the book. The book is 3 issues deep now, and along with the world building that's been taking place, we're also seeing the character building with Hector. We get glimpses of them having been a shit husband, a shit partner, as well as the strained relationship they have with Al. But then how that gets turned on his head once danger is present and we see him step up as a father. I think you're really gonna fuck with this, especially if you're a writer too, because Barberi and Beam do this amazing thing of mixing fantasy and this action, but also making the politics that go into publication interesting as well. There's a dope mirror that's happening between the give and take that happens in publishing and the magic that Hector and Al have uncovered and the give and take required there. Again, Author Immortal is on Image Comics, it's 3 issues deep, and it's a must.